Morning. My name is Rachel Supay, General Counsel, State Board of Education. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. We're going to give folks another few minutes to trickle in online and in person. Thanks. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending today's rulemaking hearing regarding state board rules governing educator licensure, educator preparation, equitable services, and promotion and retention. Today is October 8th, 2024. It is now 9:34 a.m., and I will now call this rulemaking hearing to order. My name is Rachel Supay. As the General Counsel for the State Board of Education and their designated representative, I will be presiding over today's hearing. Information on how to join this rulemaking hearing, both in person and electronically, was included in the rulemaking hearing notice filed with the Secretary of State's office and posted to the State Board's website. Since this hearing is being held both electronically and in person, I want to remind all attendees who are joining online to please keep yourself muted unless asked to unmute. This will minimize any audio feedback and ensure the speaker can be heard. Any attempts to disrupt the hearing will result in removal from the hearing, either electronically or in person. A red line version of the rules under consideration at this hearing are available both here in person and on the State Board's website under the link for today's hearing. This hearing is also being recorded and will be provided to State Board members for their review. Into the rules that are subject to today's hearing, we will focus on the opportunity for the State Board of Education to gather feedback from the public regarding the following rules. Educator Licensure Rule 0520-02-03-.03, .05, .08, and .10. Educator Preparation Rules 0520-02-04, .04, .04, .08, and .10. And Promotion and Retention Rule 0520-01-03-.16. Equitable Services for Students in Non-Public Schools Rule 0520-01-02-.34 was previously on the agenda for today, but at this time, the State Board will not be moving forward with changes to this rule, and it will not be presented to the Board for a second consideration. Accordingly, it has been removed from today's agenda, and we will not be taking public comments on that rule today. I will begin with a summary of each of the proposed rule revisions. The first item is Educator Licensure Rule 0520-02-03, .03, .05, .08, and .10. The rule chapter outlines the license types issued in Tennessee and the pathways towards licensure. The item proposes revising sections .03, .05, .08, and .10 to amend degree requirements for license issuance to include institutions with regional or national accrediting organizations recognized by the Council for Higher Education Accreditation, or the United States Department of Education. Currently, the rule requires educators to hold a degree from a regionally accredited institution for license issuance, and the proposed revisions would also allow an individual holding a degree from a nationally accredited institution recognized by the Council for Higher Education Accreditation, CHEA, or by the U.S. Department of Education to be issued a license, provided all applicable requirements have been met. The next item is Educator Preparation Rule 0520-02-04, .04, .08, and .10. This rule chapter outlines the educator preparation requirements in Tennessee and the approval of educator preparation providers, or EPPs, and specialty area programs. This item proposes to amend the approval of EPP rule section .04 and the admission to EPP rule section .08 to include regional and nationally accredited and recognized organizations, which are recognized by the Council for Higher Education Accreditation and the United States Department of Education. Additionally, following engagement with the State Board and Tennessee Department of Education facilitated Educator Licensure Review Committee in the spring, this item also revises the Clinical Experiences section, .10, to strengthen the internship clinical practice by requiring clinical mentors to use a Tennessee Department of Education approved tool for observing candidates starting on July 1, 2026. The last item is Promotion and Retention Rule 0520-01-03-.16. This rule outlines promotion and retention requirements for students in kindergarten through 8th grade, as well as the pathway to 4th grade promotion for 3rd grade students who score approaching or below on the English Language Arts portion of the TCAP. This item revises the rule to align with two pieces of legislation passed in the 2024 legislative session. First, Chapter 829 of the Public Acts of 2024 authorizes a parent or guardian of a student enrolled in kindergarten through 2nd grade to elect to retain the student in the student's current grade level if the student has a documented academic or behavioral delay and the parent or guardian believes that retention may benefit the student. PC 829 requires the State Board of Education to promulgate rules to define a documented academic or behavioral delay. This item proposes defining a documented academic delay as a student who is receiving Tier 3 academic interventions through the Response to Instruction and Intervention Framework, and who currently has a student intervention plan in either math or reading, or an individualized learning plan for characteristics of dyslexia. The rule also defines a documented behavioral delay as a student who is receiving Tier 3 behavioral interventions through a Response to Instruction and Intervention Framework, and who currently has a student intervention plan for behavior. Second, Chapter 989 of the Public Acts amended TCA 49.6.3115 to add an additional pathway for promotion for students who do not demonstrate adequate growth on the 4th grade English Language Arts TCAP. Beginning with students in the 4th grade in the 2023 to 2024 school year, a conference may be convened for such students to determine if they should be promoted to 5th grade. This item proposes to update the rule to align to PC 989 by defining which categories of participants must be included in the students' conference. With those brief explanations, I will now move into public comments regarding these rules. Please note that the rulemaking hearings are an opportunity for the State Board to collect feedback on the proposed rule language to inform potential revisions. This is not a question and answer session. During the public comment portion of this hearing, please state your name and any organizational affiliation before making your comment. Each person who wishes to speak will be allotted 3 minutes. In just a moment, I will ask any electronic attendees who wish to be recognized to provide a public comment to unmute themselves and state their name. Once I've collected all names, I will call on attendees by name to make sure their statement can be heard. So when I call your name, you'll come off mute and you'll be allowed to share your comment. Please remember to keep yourself muted when not speaking to ensure all comments can be properly heard. If there are any attendees online who wish to make a public comment, please go ahead and unmute yourself and state your name. Again, if there's any attendees online who would like to give a public comment, please either feel free to unmute yourself to announce your name and or organizational affiliation. You can also type your name into the chat and I can call on you that way. We'll give it a few minutes. Seeing no comments, I will make a few final reminders before I adjourn this hearing. First, you may submit additional written comments regarding these rules for public consideration using the contact information noted on the agenda on our website and on the screen. If joining by phone, the email address to submit comments is Danielle, spelled D-A-N-I-E-L-L-E, IELLE.Nellis, NELLIS, @tn.gov. That email address is also posted online and in the hard copy versions here as well. Any comments must be received by Friday, October 11th at 9 a.m. Central Time to ensure consideration. While you are allowed to submit comments via mail, we ask that you prefer email, as the regular mail is running very slow these days and may not arrive on time to our office. It is anticipated that the board will vote on final reading of these rules at its quarterly November meeting on November 22nd, 2024. Specific details about the meeting agenda and how to attend or watch the meeting online will be posted on the State Board's website under the meetings page. If the board approves these rules on final reading, they will be sent to the Attorney General's office for approval, be published on the Secretary of State's website for 90 days, and go before the Joint Government Operations Committee of Tennessee, House and Senate. The State Board of Education appreciates everyone who took time out of their day to attend today's hearing, and with no further business on the agenda, this hearing is now adjourned. Thank you.